There are modified Porsches, and then there are Koenig Specials. Through the 1980s and 1990s, when taste often took a back seat to power and spectacle, Koenig became a household name in the world of excess. Founded by Willy König, a German businessman and gentleman racer, the company was never content with leaving a factory supercar alone. Whether it was a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, or a Mercedes, Koenig's motto might as well have been more power, more wings, and more vents. And few cars embody that spirit more vividly than the Koenig Porsche 911 Turbo Roadrunner. At its heart, the car began life as the Porsche 930, the infamous 911 Turbo of the late 1970s and early 1980s. The 930 was already a beast. Its 3.3-litre turbocharged flat 6 made it one of the fastest and scariest road cars money could buy. And its reputation for savage turbo lag, followed by an onslaught of boost, earned it the nickname the Widowmaker. For most people, that was already more than enough, but for Koenig, it was just the starting point. You see where Porsche had refined the 930 into a shape that was subtly muscular, Koenig went the other way. The Roadrunner's bodywork is a full-bore spectacle in fiberglass, and it looks like the designers had been locked in a room with only an airbrush magazine and a stack of Miami Vice VHS tapes for inspiration. The front end was completely reworked with a new nose cone and a set of headlights borrowed from the Porsche 928. The quarter panels were reshaped, the arches pumped up to cartoonish proportions, and the sides sprouted gaping intakes that looked like they were meant to inhale small pets as the car went past. Out back the madness continued, with Audi 200 turbo taillights and a massive ducktail spoiler that looked less like a subtle nod to Porsche heritage and more like a demand for attention in neon letters. The car is impossible to miss. Koenig wanted these machines to turn heads, and in that mission the Roadrunner succeeds spectacularly. It might not be pretty in the traditional sense, but it radiates the kind of wild 1980s bravado that makes even the Countach look modest. But for all of the flamboyance, Koenig was not just about body kits. The Roadrunner's most impressive changes were under the sculpted fiberglass. The 930's 3.3-litre flat 6 was heavily reworked, fitted with twin turbochargers that pushed output far beyond what Porsche dared offer in its factory cars. Depending on the boost pressure, the Koenig motor produced between 473 horsepower and 540 horsepower. To put that into perspective, the standard 930 of the period made 300. In other words, Koenig had essentially doubled the output of an already ferocious machine. And with power like that, other upgrades were essential. The car received cross-drilled and ventilated brakes to cope with the newfound speed, a front strut brace, reinforced anti-roll bars and Bilstein shocks for improved handling, and a custom exhaust system was added as the finishing touch, giving the Roadrunner a soundtrack that was equal parts menace and madness. In performance terms, this put the Koenig modified 911 squarely in the company of the world's most powerful road cars. Ferrari's 288 GTO and later the F40 were producing similar figures, but those were factory-built homologation specials. The Roadrunner was a tuner car, yet it could go toe-to-toe with the very best. Inside the Koenig ethos continued. The Roadrunner was upholstered in champagne-colored leather that would have looked perfectly at home in a Milanese nightclub in 1985. Where Porsche kept the 930's cabin purposeful and restrained, Koenig wanted comfort and flash. It wasn't overrun with gadgets, but it had the kind of plush finish that appealed to buyers who wanted to make as much of a statement inside as out. Now, it is important to understand just how radical Koenig's approach was at the time. In the 1980s, factory-built supercars were beginning to embrace turbocharging and extreme aero. The Porsche 959, the Ferrari F40 and the Lamborghini Countach Evoluzione experiments all come to mind. But these were carefully engineered, highly expensive, limited-run halo cars. Koenig wasn't Ferrari or Porsche. It was a tuner outfit that simply decided the world's most desirable cars weren't desirable enough. The Roadrunner exemplifies this philosophy. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't restrained, and it certainly wasn't to everyone's taste. But it was fast, loud, and outrageous. 3 qualities that guaranteed it an audience. Buyers of Koenig cars were often people who thought Lamborghinis looked tame and wanted their Ferrari or Porsche to stand out in Monaco traffic. And while purists might recoil at the thought of a 930 defaced with 928 headlights and Audi taillights, there's no denying the engineering credibility behind Koenig's work. Unlike many body kit companies of the era, Koenig actually delivered cars that could back up their wild looks with performance that rivaled and in some cases exceeded what the factory produced. But at the end of this video, please let me know what you guys think of the Koenig 911 Turbo Roadrunner. I personally think it is ugly as all hell, but I can really appreciate the engineering that went into it. And I mean, in this specific era, this car really fitted in. I mean, the Countach, everybody loved the Countach, and that thing is just excess, let's all be honest. And this is just a Porsche that stands out about as much, or maybe a bit more, than a Countach. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, let me know at the end of this video what you guys think of the car, what did you guys think of the video, and if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Now if you guys did like this video, you'll most probably enjoy most of my other stuff, so just go through my channel, see if there's someone to like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?